Bangladesh, a nation known for its vibrant culture and indomitable spirit, finds itself at a crossroads. The country is grappling with a multifaceted crisis, a perfect storm of economic turmoil, political instability, and social unrest. Once hailed as a development success story, Bangladesh now faces an uncertain future, its hard-earned progress hanging in the balance. The situation is dire, demanding immediate attention and decisive action to avert a potential collapse. The world watches with bated breath as this South Asian nation navigates treacherous waters. The roots of the crisis run deep, entangled in a web of corruption, mismanagement, and external shocks. Years of unchecked corruption have hollowed out the country's institutions, eroding public trust and hindering economic growth. The political landscape, marred by polarization and a lack of accountability, has further exacerbated the situation. The global economic slowdown, coupled with rising inflation and supply chain disruptions, has only amplified Bangladesh's woes. The consequences of this crisis are far-reaching, impacting every facet of Bangladeshi society. Millions are struggling to make ends meet as prices soar and unemployment rises. The country's vital garment industry, a major source of employment and export earnings, faces an uncertain future, threatened by declining orders and production disruptions. Social unrest simmers beneath the surface, threatening to boil over if the situation deteriorates further. Corruption, a long-standing scourge in Bangladesh, has reached epidemic proportions, casting a long shadow over the nation's economic prospects. Billions of dollars have been siphoned off from state coffers and the financial system, leaving the economy starved of vital resources and undermining investor confidence. This culture of impunity has allowed a select few to prosper at the expense of the many, exacerbating inequality and fueling social unrest. One of the most egregious examples of this systemic corruption is the rampant loan fraud that has plagued Bangladesh's banking sector. Politically connected individuals and businesses have exploited their influence to secure loans, often with little or no intention of repayment. These bad loans have created a massive hole in the financial system, leaving banks struggling to stay afloat and choking off credit to businesses and individuals. The scale of the problem is staggering. Estimates suggest that billions of dollars have been lost to corruption in recent years, money that could have been used to improve infrastructure, education, and healthcare. This financial hemorrhage has severely hampered Bangladesh's ability to address its pressing development challenges, trapping millions in poverty and perpetuating a vicious cycle of corruption and underdevelopment. Bangladesh, once lauded for its remarkable progress in poverty reduction and human development, is now grappling with a political crisis that threatens to unravel its hard-won gains. Years of political polarization, erosion of democratic institutions, and a shrinking space for dissent culminated in widespread protests, plunging the nation into a state of uncertainty and fear. The economy, already reeling from the effects of corruption and global headwinds, has taken a further hit, raising fears of a complete meltdown. The protests, sparked by a combination of economic hardship, rising living costs, and a perceived lack of opportunities, quickly escalated into a nationwide movement demanding political and economic reforms. Students, workers, and ordinary citizens took to the streets, venting their anger and frustration at the ruling elite. The government's heavy-handed response, including the use of force against protesters, only served to further inflame tensions, pushing the country towards the brink. The situation came to a head when the government, facing mounting pressure and international condemnation, was forced to resign. An interim government tasked with restoring stability and organizing fresh elections now faces the daunting challenge of guiding Bangladesh out of this crisis. However, deep-seated divisions within society and the political class, coupled with a struggling economy, make this a Herculean task. As Bangladesh grapples with this multifaceted crisis, the path forward remains fraught with challenges. The interim government faces the daunting task of restoring political stability, reviving the economy, and addressing the root causes of the crisis, including endemic corruption and weak governance. Success will require a multi-pronged approach, involving both short-term measures to stabilize the situation and long-term reforms to address structural weaknesses. One of the most immediate priorities is to restore confidence in the banking sector, which is crucial for channeling credit to businesses and individuals. This will require tackling the issue of non-performing loans, strengthening regulatory oversight, and ensuring accountability for past wrongdoings. Equally important is the need to create an environment conducive to investment, both domestic and foreign, to create jobs and stimulate economic growth. However, true and lasting stability can only be achieved by addressing the underlying issues of corruption, political polarization, and social inequality. This will require a concerted effort to strengthen democratic institutions, promote good governance, and ensure accountability at all levels. It will also necessitate investing in education, healthcare, and social safety nets to create a more just and equitable society. The international community, too, has a role to play in supporting Bangladesh during this critical juncture. Development partners can provide financial assistance, technical expertise, and diplomatic support to help the country navigate this challenging period. However, such support should be contingent on concrete steps taken by the Bangladeshi government to address the root causes of the crisis and implement meaningful reforms.